Good morning, St. Louis. How do you take your coffee? With cream, with sugar? Do you like it hot or do you like a cold brew?
It really doesn't matter how you take your coffee, just as long as you take it with us. Please stay tuned. We have a very exciting lineup for you today.
Good morning, St. Louis, and welcome to this segment of Moments of Meditation and Motivation. I'm so excited. I've invited several of my clergy colleagues and friends from around the city to come to join us that we may be motivated and inspired. We've been through so much during this pandemic, through all the things that have happened in our country, but I am yet praising God for what he does for us. I give God praise for you. I thank God that you're tuned in and watching us on this wonderful, wonderful opportunity that we have to share moments of meditation and moments of motivation in St. Louis. Again, welcome.
Good morning, I'm Chris Keating, pastor at Woodlawn Chapel Presbyterian Church in Wildwood. And I've been thinking about resilience and how difficult resilience has been in these past few months. We have had so many challenges that we have faced. You know, it started with just being able to find toilet paper, and then challenges became bigger and bigger and bigger. And we wonder to ourselves, can we even bounce back? I just got to thinking about what it means to bounce back, because resilience is the ability to adapt to new circumstances. A few years ago, my family went on a vacation to the Smoky Mountains in Tennessee, and we took some time to go whitewater rafting. While we were rafting, the guides got us in line and they told us the rules, and these were the rules they had for us. 1, hold on to your paddle. Number 2, look around you and pay attention to where you're at. And number 3, listen to your guide. You know, those would be great questions to ask yourself the next time you find yourself challenged to be more resilient. Ask yourself, where am I and who is with me? What resources do I have to get through this time? And then ask yourself, what equipment do I have? And then finally, perhaps most importantly, who or what has guided me in the past and will guide me in the future? I'm Chris Keating, and I'm glad to be here today.
Well, today I have an amazing woman with us. Her name is Zoo, and she has an incredible entrepreneur story that is filled with strength, that is filled with courageousness, that is filled with pure bravery. I admire her. I had an opportunity to talk with her. We're in a Thought Partners group together, and instantly we connected. So Zoo, welcome to the show.
Thank you. You are so kind. It's my pleasure to be here.
You know what? I'm absolutely telling the truth. And so some of the directions that I gave to Zoo, because she was a little bit nervous, I told her just to be herself.
Yes,
be her authentic self.
Yep.
Because we're not looking for perfection. We are not perfect people. We are real people. We have real challenges. We are real entrepreneurs, and we want to empower and inspire our community.
That's right.
And so one way for us to connect with our community is just truly being ourselves. So I told her, if you stumble, you stumble.
Okay.
If you if you have to think about, you know, an answer to a question that I give you, you just have to think about it. Like, just be yourself.
Okay.
So I want to welcome you to Good Morning St. Louis. Thank you so much for being here. As I said, when I met you, I instantly connected with your spirit. You have a very strong spirit. You are a very powerful woman. You are a very intelligent woman, and you have a story. You have a story that I want you to share with all of our viewers. So talk to me a little bit first about the name of your company and the type of services you offer.
Okay, thank you. First of all, thank you for such a warm welcome. I feel like so good inside. So my company is called Change Management Consulting LLC.
Okay.
And what I do is I manage change. I assist organizations, leaders to adopt, to use, and to embrace change. Whatever change that is, I help them with that. Usually people struggle. Sometimes companies, they invest a lot of money in change just for people not to use, so their return on investment is very limited. But if they hire me, that's not gonna happen. I'll assist them to be successful, ensure their return on investment.
I love it, I love it. So I'm also an adjunct professor at Maryville University. And the one thing I tell my students is change is the one constant thing that will always happen.
Yes.
I have another question for you. Why do you think that it is so hard for people to change? And this year, we've dealt with a lot of change. But what do you see as like the number one factor? Why are people so not willing to change?
Well, people don't like to change because we like to live in our comfort zone. Okay. It is something that we know, we are familiar with. Our brains operate much easier when we can predict what is coming next. When we don't know what's coming next, it's a natural reaction to, hello, I don't like that. This is a threat. And then the body starts to produce chemical reactions and some hormones that put you in a stress mode. But when you start to understand the change, that is maybe something good for you, you start to ease up and adapt much easily. Yes, we don't like to change because we like our comfort zone. That's pretty much it.
Okay.
Zoo, I love how you phrase that, especially as it relates to change. Some people are really afraid of it. And as you said, the fear of the unknown. And so sometimes that keeps people from moving forward or branching out, as you said. But you left, from what I understand, a previous job to actually start your own company. What was the motivation behind that shift?
That's a very good question, Lisa. And sometimes I ask myself, why in the world did I do, you have a 6-figure job, 8 to 5, pretty stability, and then you become an entrepreneur where the uncertainty is the norm. But you know what? When you feel like a switch is lift up inside of you, calling you to a higher purpose, I couldn't hold it anymore. I had to keep going. I knew what I could accomplish was beyond the walls of the organization I was working for. So I really had to listen to my calling.
Amazing.
Amazing. Oh my God.
Amazing.
I am so inspired. I told you guys
It's amazing.
that Zoo is amazing. She is inspiring. Talk to me about the importance of self-care as an entrepreneur, because being an entrepreneur, you've already said there's a lot of uncertainty. You left a 6-figure position. You left stability, right?
Yes.
And so now you have walked into uncertain waters.
Yes.
Why is self-care so important? And what are some tactics that you use for your own self-care?
Well, self-care for me, it's basic for life. As a mom, as a professional, I need to make sure I am whole. I am whole. I'm a professional that I can give 100% in whatever I'm doing. So if you want to be, I'm a speaker, I'm a consultant, and I want to present myself and perform at my best, I need to take care of myself. And the way I do that, I like fitness. That's the way that I release stress. And one thing about being an entrepreneur is that you make time for what you like.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I am so happy to know you. I feel so privileged to know you.
The same here.
If you guys want to get in touch with the Zoo, you can definitely go to our website, www.good-morning-cn saint-louis.com. Zoo's information will be hosted on the website. If they wanted to follow you on LinkedIn,
Yes,
or do you have a website? How could they get in contact with you?
You can find me at LinkedIn, Instagram, and I have a website that says zoospeaks.net, www.zoospeaks.net. I would love to get in touch with you and to help you to implement those changes that sometimes can be challenging.
I told you Zoo was absolutely amazing. I told you that she had courage, that she was brave. I told you she was very, very intelligent, and she exhibits so much strength. Zoo, if you need to reach her, you definitely can go to our website at www.good-morning-saint-louis.com. You can definitely, if your company needs any help with change management, definitely contact Zoo. I told you guys we had a wonderful show lined up for you today. Coming up next is our industry expert.
So please stay right with us. Good Morning St. Louis. We'll be right back.
All the students, in my opinion, are really nice and funny, and they're nice to be around. And the faculty, like all my teachers, I love all my teachers.
We serve a community, and we want to be able to provide quality education that's rooted in Catholic faith for any student that comes through our door.
I am absolutely elated by our next guest. I am elated. I am thrilled. She inspires me. She is a young woman, and yes, I can say she's young because she's younger than me. Well, I think I'm 21. Am I 21, Lisa?
I think so.
Okay,
I think so.
Okay. Thank you. Our next guest, her name is Marasha. She is a young woman in her 20s, and she started her business. She actually quit her job to move forward. How awesome is that? She's amazing. She actually inspires me to take this journey of entrepreneurship. So I want to introduce you all to Marasha. Hey, Marasha.
Hi. How are y'all doing today?
Thank you so much for joining us. So Marasha, first things first, calm down. Take some deep breaths. This show is about just authentically being who you are. If you make a mistake, if you stumble, so what, right? Mm-hmm. I want our audience to relate to Marasha, okay? So I want you to calm down. You are a young woman. You are in your 20s. You are doing it. You started your business. You have meal prep. You do nutrition coaching. You do everything to uplift our community. You are wanting to keep our community healthy, and that's important. So welcome to our show. Did you take some deep breaths, Marasha? Absolutely. So Marasha, tell me a little bit about your company. Tell me the name of your company, and then tell me a little bit about it.
Okay. Well, the name of my company is Maryland's Divine Meals, and I am a certified minority woman-owned business. Yay! Where we focus on primarily on providing nutritious and healthy meals to individuals, families, and hopefully eventually the community. I strive really big on being able to provide for families who don't really know about healthy meal options, economical ways to provide different meal options for their family, and just make sure that we're getting our nutritious values from the different foods that we eat by providing healthy, fresh meals. And so we also offer with my company nutritional coaching. I also do meal planning, and I have different meal prep tools that consist of, have a cutting board line, I have a no salt seasoning, and looking to start some other different resources like a knife line. So just trying to provide all of those different resources, cooking classes, meal prep parties, something pre-COVID. So I'm just really looking to really dive a little bit more into being able to provide different services and help people be more healthy.
You have said a lot. You said meal prep. You said you're going to have a no salt seasoning line. You said a cutting board line. You said knives. You said parties pre-COVID, but you can have some virtual cooking parties as well. You have said a lot. Thank you so much.
So listen, I am most interested though in those cooking classes. So how do you get the word out to the community about the services that you actually offer?
So primarily I focus on social media, Facebook and Instagram. Since moving here to St. Louis, I've tried to connect with different resources in the community, such as For the Culture. They've posted me on their page, and just other word of mouth with people I've met since I've been here. And so that's one of the struggles that I have faced since being here. Being an implant to St. Louis is really trying to brand my business and get the word out there, but definitely by word of mouth and social media right now.
Well, I hope that Good Morning St. Louis will definitely help you bring the word out. Definitely help you get the word out. Another question I have, what are some of the challenges that you have overcome in being an entrepreneur? Give me some challenges, but then how did you overcome it? Because being an entrepreneur, it's not without its own challenges. How did you overcome some of your challenges?
So I think my biggest challenge was just getting started. It takes money to do everything. So I worked a full-time job up until November, where all of my money that I didn't have to pay for utilities and bills and stuff went towards my business. There was no playtime. All of my extra money and cash went towards my business. So that struggle in itself kind of really put me in a bind to really, be out here and do other things that I really wanted to do. But I knew I had that end goal where entrepreneur was one of my things that I was focusing on I wanted to excel in, and I had to just really set myself aside and, step out on faith and go from there with, let's see what happens. And so I think just being able to not having to focus so much on looking for resources and money to get something started, you have to just have to do it. If I sat here and waited for money to come, I'll be waiting forever. So I just had to do what I had to do to get to this point, and now I'm just really hoping to thrive and being able to put a lot of effort and resources to help my business grow.
Absolutely, following your passion, understanding that it does take capital, and then having to balance working a full-time job and following your passion.
Yes.
I am so proud of you. I am so proud of you.
I am too. I have to ask you though, what was the motivation, the passion, as we've said several times here, behind you actually getting into nutrition? Why is that so important, especially for the Black community?
Okay. Well, I've always been indulged in healthcare. I was previously in nursing school, changed my major to public health, where I focused on health education and administration. So I got that whole background of health education, worked a couple years in community health, doing education to families who didn't have those resources, and they really saw where that gap was at. And so I just kind of was like, well, how can I put my skills, the things I've learned over the years, to work, as well as grandma taught me how to cook years ago, and put a spin on it to actually be healthier and provide better options for people who don't have those resources. And so, and just even going through some personal health issues myself, I had to change my eating habits. And so meal prep was my outlet.
So Marasha, if somebody wanted to contact you, how would they contact you?
They would contact me. I have my business page via Instagram and Facebook, Maryland's Divine Meals. And I also have a website, www.marylandsdivinemeals.com. And I'm able to be contacted through any of those outlets, and I'll respond to you guys as soon as possible.
Absolutely. So if you want to contact Marilyn, you heard it here. You can also reach out to her. Her contact information will be on our website, www.good-morning-st saints-lewis.com. Coming up next is our industry expert, an amazing woman. I'm excited.
Me too. Don't you dare change that channel. Good morning, St. Louis. We'll be right back.
All the students, in my opinion, are really nice and funny, and they're nice to be around. And the faculty, like all my teachers, I love all my teachers.
We serve a community, and we want to be able to provide quality education that's rooted in Catholic faith for any student that comes through our door.
I told you, St. Louis, that we have an amazing lineup. I have one more amazing guest for you today. Her name is Rashonda Alexander. She is one of the best realtors in our area. Rashonda Alexander, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much, guys. I'm so excited to be here.
We are too.
We are excited to have you. So it's home buying season. People are buying homes left and right. Despite of what we're going through, people are buying new homes. Can you tell me 3 things to look for when a person is looking for an agent?
The first thing you should do is look for somebody that you know that is a realtor. That person likely is going to take a vested interest in you in particular. I, as a realtor, I take a vested interest in all my clients, and that is 100% a fact and true. And the person that you know, I think, will share that same interest. The other thing that you want to look for in a realtor is somebody that you know is going to get the job done. That's important. If they have a track record of not doing what they're supposed to be doing, they probably not gonna do it for you either. And then the other thing that you wanna look for is basically somebody that's able to do a lot of things under pressure, because the deals don't always go right, and you don't wanna necessarily feel that on the opposite end of the table. You don't want your realtor freaking out, right? Because the deal is going wrong. You want to give them some good energy, so somebody that's positive and that's going to act right when it's not right, you know?
I love it, Rashonda Alexander, our realtor who is an expert. She said you want somebody who's going to act right when it's not right.
When it's not right.
That's a quotable. That's a quotable.
I'm so tickled by that, Rashonda, but that was really, really good. But sometimes things just aren't right.
That's right.
For people who are looking to buy homes, okay? So what 3 tips could you offer to those persons, especially if I was an aspiring home buyer?
So the first thing is you got to have your credit together. So you want to take a look at it. It's free sites, creditkarma.com, Credit Sesame. Take a look and see where you are, because if you don't have a particular score, normally 580 will get you in the door. That is baseline, and it usually never works. So don't quote me, but if you were to Google it, I want you to know that I'm Google accurate. However, industry standards around 620 is where you're really going to get some action and kind of will get you into a home. The other thing that you want to look for I forgot the question. I sure did.
3 tips that you will offer to an aspiring home buyer.
Oh yeah, so buy a foreclosure. So many people want their house to be so pretty out the gate, to have it look just like it does on the HGTV shows with the kitchens and the bathrooms and the finished stuff and blah, 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 and it's outside of your budget. But you know what? A foreclosure isn't. A foreclosure in an area that you like may not have the bells and whistles, but it has the bones. And with your love and your vision and your sweat equity, if you can't afford to get you a contractor, you can have your dream home in a foreclosure in an area that you want with some instant equity, because that's what it's about. You don't want to be house poor. That would be my third one. Don't be house poor. Don't get you something that you can't afford because you're trying to keep up with something. Don't worry about it. This is your first house. And then you can get you another house. You know, you can rent this one out because this is what you can afford right now. And then guess what? Rent it out, buy you another one that is your dream home. But keep pushing. Keep your credit right. Buy a foreclosure, and then get you something that, well, you don't want to be house poor. That you can afford. You're welcome.
I don't want to be house poor.
No.
That's I can afford. Thank you so
You're
much,
welcome.
our real estate expert, Miss Rashonda Alexander. We
Thank you, Dr.
appreciate you for being on the
Absolutely,
show. We
absolutely.
appreciate you for being with us this morning for Good Morning St. Louis. Thank you so much for having your coffee with us.
Yes, Good Morning St. Louis. We'll be right back. Make sure you stay with us.
Well, St. Louis, we hope you enjoyed our show today.
And we would like to especially thank our special guests, Zoo, Marasha, and Rashonda for being here today.
Next week, we have some more special people we would like to introduce you to. So join us right here on Channel 11 at 6 a.m. Good morning, St. Louis. Have your morning coffee with us.